map, the Winners Series. Brion Terra says, it's the Blue Zerg. He is. Ordo Equitum, Cham.
And his opponent in the top left-hand corner, the Red Terran player, he is...
KeeN.
Not as a Smurf, but just as a player name. You should come up and be the Red Terran. Red Terran and be like Blue Zerg. Every game. Red Terran, RT. It's probably RD. Already moving in. Ooh, early Cham just really getting to know us with this early drone scout, which I like versus KeeN. I do love it too, and it's one of those things where some people will say, "Oh, it's gonna hurt your economy."
Oh, he's gonna scout this 2 racks.
Scout everything. Beautiful. Oh, is it 3 racks? Is it?
Well, it's 2 racks with the gas so far. If he throws down a second gas and go 3 racks Reaper off of it, but it might just be 2 racks Reaper.
May not want to commit with that drone being able to scout it, but on the other hand, man, 3 racks Reaper is just strangely strong sometimes. You can scout it, and you just lose.
Well, especially with KeeN's control, I think he's particularly going to be powerful with the Reaper, you know, against this other player who's not quite on his level. And that's not to offend Cham. Cham is a great player. KeeN is just like one of the top. He's fantastic.
At least Cham is not like our, I believe, who is our other Zerg? I'm blanking out on it now. KeeN. At least he's not greedy, so he's going to be opening up a hatch gas pool, not too crazy. He will have speed, of course. This is going to be versus 2 Reaper. Just FYI, it's nothing like a proxy marine build or anything akin to that. But 2 Reaper, you should be able to box out. Now, generally, this build, both queens pop at the exact same time, and they will pop when the Reapers come over. I like the Roach Warren, and definitely versus the control of KeeN, you got to be careful. But I feel like overall, with a hatch gas pool, your defenses pop out all about the same time to hold any Reaper pressure.
Yep, Reaper's going to be moving across the map, and this first Reaper is going to come in at around the normal time. So we are going to see the Lynx come out just about at the appropriate time and attempt to defend. He's got to try to keep them alive until the Queens come out. And this is the normal dance that we see. The difference in this game is that, and Cham knows this, by the way, is that more and more Reapers are going to come because it's a 2 racks Reaper commitment with an expansion behind it.
A total of 4 or 5 Reapers are going to be on the way. There is a CC off the back of this for KeeN, so he is providing himself a little bit of an economic avenue to fall back into. Reapers fall back, throw down the KD8 charge, and run. And it looks like they're going to be able to pick up a couple links here and there, and they are doing damage. They will be able to keep this up for a very long time, but the Queen in the main of Cham is already ready for these 3 Reapers that are getting up really aggressive. Nice KD8 charge, easily can throw them back, and ooh, one Queen's got to be careful not to section themselves off, but really 3 Reapers, yes, that's great for killing drones, but you need a little bit more of a strength to start being a worry to these Queens. And we're seeing constant Reaper play. There's so many Reapers out on the map at the moment, one more on the way, getting up to 6.
Yeah, keep in mind they're really powerful.
The back.
Yeah, the powerful part about the Reaper is that you can heal them and you can keep them alive, and they snowball if you're careful. And KeeN right now being very careful, although he has moved on from the Reaper play. So you can see behind this, he's building his add-ons. He's starting to move into a bio play. And you set yourself up really well for a bio play when you open with Reapers like this. And it's just going to be so annoying. You force so many units out of the Zerg player, and that means they're not building drones.
Right now, Cham is stuck on 2 bases, and he's only at like 28 workers. They're about even, both players. And KeeN off the back of this has 2 orbitals, and then he's taking a gold base. I love what KeeN's doing, because generally Zergs on this map, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do damage to you, take a gold, and I'm not really going to take an economic hit, but that is what KeeN is doing. He's going down to his 3rd, which is a golden. My only worry for him is obviously it's a very open 3rd. Incredibly easy for Zergs to do counterattacks, but at this point, do you think KeeN stopped enough drones from being made that he's going to hurt Cham with this? Cham, oh no, Cham's taking a 3rd hatch. I'm wondering how much damage he took from that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, so far, the worker count is in the advantage of Cham, actually, right now. There's a pretty big commitment to go into Reapers that early, and it does hurt your expansion just a bit. The gold should help.
Oh, with the Roaches pulled down to the 3rd, these Reapers could go into the main. Oh, you're not going to do that? Oh, come on, KeeN. KeeN's going to pull back from that. Reapers are going to box them out. Nothing was in the main for a while. Nothing's still in the main if they wanted to do that.
Reapers 2 have a pretty much infinite advantage against Roaches that don't have speed, that are off creep. If you control perfectly, the Roaches will never touch you. Ever. They can't.
And especially with KD8 charges now, you can just know you can't come near me. I'm just going to blow you away.
Well, that's exactly what makes that effect happen. is the KD8 charge allows you to continuously zone them out, and the roaches aren't fast enough to be able to deal with it. But it does take very precise placement and timing to do that as the Reaper player. So while sometimes it may look ridiculous, it is very, very difficult to pull off. And that's one of the reasons why Cham really can't move out across the map, because the Reapers would delay for so very long.
I swear one of those roaches fell on its back and then it instantly like flipped back over with the KD8 charges. Not sure if that happened. I'm gonna want to look at the replay.
That's like
now.
a turtle.
Now, yeah, now KeeN is, he's just coming up the back. Stim is a few seconds away. +1 is also only a few seconds away. And combined with Reapers, that is a little bit of AoE in those KD8 charges. Even without that, so much bio. 6 more roaches are on the way. But right off the back of this, Cham threw down 2 Evo chambers, +1. All of his gas is currently in those Evos. There's not enough roaches to hold this back. 9 roaches are barely going to pop out, but this bio has an opportunity that most bio will never see in their lives. And here the mineral line is open to them. It's going to be a nice surround. Drones are being pulled, but there's almost so much bio DPS coming out. The drones do nothing. Roaches with a surround, but as I was mentioning, 2 Evo chambers put down right before this happened. Yes, they're good, but they do not allow enough roaches to come out. 18 drones are killed in all. And you gotta remember, KeeN has been on a gold base his entire time. Got a siege tank off the back of this, 3 bunkers just to play it safe. Man, Cham, he's almost got to do damage, but like you were saying, I'd love to, you know, this situation where sometimes I'd say, I'd love to see a couple more Reapers made, maybe. Like, Roach Speed just finished, but I always think that'd be a cool move from Terrans. It's a lot of gas, though.
It would be very, very unconventional. I don't think Cham would see it coming for sure. The surprise value, the shock value would be there. Big push coming here across the middle of the map, and that's what those 3 bunkers are for. Oh, he's not picking. Oh, man. Is he like taunting him? He's like, I'm going to drop this right in front of your face. I'm going to let it go to red HP. I'm going to pick it up at the last second because I'm KeeN. I can do that. I don't know. I imagine that's what he sounds like.
And that's where your player gets overconfident and actually loses. That is where the
they gotta watch out for overconfidence. Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for these roaches. May be able to get. Remember, this is roaches on. These are roaches currently on crack, aka roach speed, and they're on.
GG.
Yeah, and they're on creep. Pardon me, not gas, but GG KeeN with that nice push. I'm wondering.
He's the blue one in the top right. He is. Ordo Equitum Cham.
It must sound great because you're doing the intros too. So for me, it's like, who just talked after Drenok? In the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Red Terran currently up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. If he can win, he moves on to the round of 8. It is
KeeN.
Cham, with these early drone scouts, I like it all in. I've said that before, but I guess it works this time, baby.
Oh, almost gets the lucky draw there with the SCV on the outside edge. That's one of the disadvantages of going for this 2 racks in this position. If your SCV becomes vulnerable, then you have no way to defend it. You will just die.
You can do some fun dances back and forth, yet then you have the situation where the fun dance with the SCV working, then not working, then not working, trying to do something. But then you have the weird situation where it can just randomly come out on one side as it pleases. It's annoying to deal with. Cham opens up hatch gas pool. Cham is very middle of the road. He's okay. Are you being aggressive? Are you being greedy? Dusk Tower is definitely a map you assume the Terran maybe a little bit more greedy. Yeah, with this KeeN he's winning because of his mechanics. He's got incredibly good mechanics. As you said, even if Cham goes early Roachhorn, which is kind of now in Legacy of the Void, how Zergs deal with it. Yep, he will do it.
Same thing.
That's how Zergs deal with this 2 racks and 3 racks Reaper. But KeeN has the micro, and as you were mentioning, roaches can do something, but not off creep.
Yep, and we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have the same game as last time. Can Cham make a change, make an adjustment some way to really deal with this? Is KeeN going to make a slip up with his Reaper micro? Keep in mind, it's a very fragile unit. Losing one of those early on can be a big difference. The difference between 4 and 5 Reapers, between 4 and 3 Reapers, very large. And he's going to come in, he's going to scout the defense. He's going to say, okay, it's the same as last time. And he's going to start to stack up these Reapers. 3 roaches on the way. Very nice tucked away natural base will help out a little bit here.
Nice, yep. KeeN versus KeeN. KeeN was able to pick up one of these Reapers in a position on the right-hand side of your screen, but not sure if it's going to be possible this time. Not quite as many links for Cham, because as we were saying, he's opting for these Roaches. Roaches will be able to kind of push it back a little bit, and KeeN's got to be really careful, but overall, KeeN still, he's not going to be able to, Cham's not going to be able to take a third hatch for this. Cham is going to be a little bit on a soft contain, especially with more Reapers on the way. Oh, looks like it's going to be Marines now. With 4 Reapers and only 1 ramp down from your main and natural, these Reapers will have a nice soft contain. They'll be able to deny the natural themselves. Well, off the back of this, KeeN looks like he's doing exactly what he did last game. Going to be pumping Marines and maybe even taking a quick third CC, but I don't think he even has to for this. He's got a very safe base. He doesn't need to go out and take that gold.
Yeah, he opens with his pressure play with the Reaper. Really nice defensive arc here for Cham. Gonna be looking very nice. Nice reactions to the bombs as well. So well done here.
Almost got infinite KD8 charges with this amount. Very close to it at least.
Yeah, you need 6. If you get 6, then you can constantly crank out KD8 charges, enough to hold a ramp forever.
Oh man, here we go. Roaches might be able to get an angle. Looks like they're going to be able to snipe one. Another one barely survives, and this will allow Cham to take his third. Of course, you have enough Reapers to deny a third. However, do you have the multitasking? KeeN, though, doesn't quite care about that at the moment because he's pumping Marines, pumping Bio, and he almost wants Cham to take a third base.
At this point in time, Cham's be able to drone up pretty hard, and we have a suspiciously similar looking setup. Very likely going to see some of that beautiful tank-evac marine style that KeeN has been showcasing these past couple of games.
Lair is up next for Cham, so he's not going to be making any more Roaches for a while, at least getting that Lair, getting double Evo Chamber. He's playing it how he played last game, hopefully going for a 1-1 Roach speed attack. Yet even with that, it's still KeeN. He's got so much more than Cham. Cham's doing a better job on this map pushing back KeeN. Of course, it's a little bit easier on this map just because of the nature. Each base is after the next one. Then you have a straightaway of sorts outside that third. So you can't start pushing him back. But Stim, how many seconds do we have left? We have roughly 20 seconds left. And KeeN last game moved out just as Stim was completing. He's probably going to do that again. But this time, man, KeeN, he's starting to lose these Reapers here. He's only got 1 Reaper left. Barely he'll get in, though. Beautiful.
Yeah, the difference between this game and last game is that the Terran has a much better defensive area to deal with any sort of counter push from the Roaches. Reaper's going to run in here and get some nice scouting off, sees that there's no
I believe in the kill!
Oh,
I don't believe in the kill.
And we do have a single tank-evac moving out with quite a few Marines here, and they're going to have +1 and Stim.
For Cham, he has a total of 6 Roaches, and he does need a couple Ravagers if he wants a slight bit of AoE, and this position just lacks a lot of that. He needs to be able to overwhelm with Roaches, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to at the moment, though. Oh, there's the 6 Ravagers, but maybe KeeN can get there in time just before they finish. No, he'll not even be close to it, but you always got to remember with Ravagers that you have to have Roaches to accompany them. They do have less health, easily stimmed Bioforce and get up into their faces, but it all comes down to the control
around here.
Oh, you gotta be careful. It's taking a little bit of damage from that. Ravager's able to kill one. +1-1 will be done in roughly a minute. There's still a while off, but their Siege Tank goes down, and not all the Corrosive Bile is gonna be on top of that Siege Tank. Barely it is picked up, yet there's just not enough here to destroy the Bio. Bio focuses down Roaches. Roaches are coming one by one into this Bio, akin to a meat grinder, and the Bio's right on top of this force, but I'm not sure there's going to be enough with drones pushing it back. This game, Cham, everything coming together just a little bit more quick than last game.
Yeah, really nicely done here. Good defense. A lot of drop and damage is done here. We already have 11 drones killed, so the economy is looking a little
at the same time, there's a drop in the main that pulls the Roaches out of position, and it's going to go down to the third. KeeN's just going to try to pull a Cham apart. And another swell of Marines and a Siege Tank. KeeN's all into this. There is no SCVs being made out the back of this. He's got Liberator, Siege Tank, more Marines on the way, and Roaches are starting to accrue in a large enough amount that I'm not sure if KeeN wants to push into this, but he's got 2 medevacs and a decent-sized force. He could make a push into that natural if he wanted to, and maybe section it off at the Siege Tank.
Yeah, and we do have a third CC finishing up, couple Liberators as well, so it's not all in. KeeN does have multiple steps to move on from here, but when KeeN does a pressure, it's almost like a lesser player is all in with the amount of strength and damage that it can get done, so you have to be careful for that. Nice defense over here, keeping some Roaches to defend the main, a couple of forces over here in the front as well. So getting the hang of this defending 2 locations at once is Cham right now. Looks like nicely done. KeeN's going to move right into the main. Another drop getting ready to go at the front base. Maybe it'll move into the main. We'll see in just a bit. Oh no, it's going to get killed by Ravagers. Oh my god.
Oh, and there's the Cham taken out. Cham,
very nicely done.
Barely gets out with some of these Marines too. This time the Cham has a lot. The Marines are literally, they're like, I don't even know why they're parachuting in right there. They're dropping in, and it's against all orders. But off the back of this, yeah, Death Wish, man. KeeN has been pumping Liberators, trying to kill whatever he can. And I like the Liberator move. You're forcing out a ton of roaches from your opponent. They're not able to put their gas into a new tech path that's a little bit easier at pushing back Liberators, especially on a map like Dusk Towers. Now that you've taken a 4th base for Cham, he's going to be very spread out against them. Looks like it's going to be a multi-pronged attack. Liberators in the top and middle, while the main force of KeeN moves out. And this is the style of Terran. I just love it when I see it, because it's just amazing where you move out with one army, and by the time the first army's dead, you weren't parade pushing, you just have another army back at home that then moves out.
Yep, he's looking pretty far behind in supply right now, is KeeN, but keep in mind that is a little bit bloated due to the roaches. Some of this drone transfer going to get caught. He's going to engage right away here. This is a lot of bio, though. Corrosive Biles coming down.
Quite enough.
They're just going to be dodged here. Moving forward with a lot of forces. Roaches coming out as well. Not too many Corrosive Biles on the tank, but it looks like it's just enough to push him back.
Not as many Corrosive Biles because not as many Ravagers as normal. There was more Roaches for Cham, which I like. Of course, they do have a little bit more health than Ravagers, making them survive against those Marines. But still, you need the Corrosive Biles to shift the tanks, not allow them to do quite as much damage, or to simply get a little bit of AoE on in there. Yeah. This time, KeeN does not quite have as much did not quite have as big as an army as last time to push out with, but it's constant aggression, and I'm not sure if Cham is going to be able to hold up with it. Yes, he's been defending, but left, right, he's not going to be able to move out for a very long time with KeeN's level of multitasking and pressure. He's now going to have a chokehold, and maybe these Ravagers can do something with the siege tank, but that's because they're pulling him out of position. Bio moves into the 4th.
Ooh, nicely done over here. I don't think he's going to get just yet, but he's putting him into a rough position. Knife Corrosive Bile's going to...
Oh,
man,
so
that was
close.
easily dodged.
So
now he's
close.
attacking 2 positions at the same time. 2 siege tanks, and then he's got this drop over here on the way to the natural.
Oh, so close of a Corrosive Bile. Still players are trying to figure out when they want to time that out. It's pretty hard. Queen is sniped at the natural. The Roaches will be here to defend. At the same time, the siege tanks are still leapfrogging, by the way, in the middle of the map. KeeN has some phenomenal multitasking. He's able to do damage here and there. I'd love to see KeeN poke into the main to see the infestation pit, but Cham, really, his economy's lost 22 workers overall, and even though it's not a ton, just again after again, his drones have been pulled from each of these bases to defend. There's only Roach Ravager, and Cham is not able to get a big bank off the back of this to save up for something they'd like to. Ooh, Medevac's so close to going down.
Cham
gets him out of there, but
maxed out right now. He's got a huge Roach Ravager army, but he can't move across the map with it because he's been pinned back by this harass.
KeeN already has 4 siege tanks at his 3rd. He's already got a huge bio army. Even if Cham could, it's not as if he's moving into a base where the entire army's kind of floating out on the map. KeeN has got everything back at home he needs, and 3 +3 is on the way. The other +3 is going to be soon. I'm surprised, though. Cham has done a remarkable job keeping his upgrades up, too. Lesser players would, of course, have the issue of Cham pumping out units trying to defend, but his macro has really been perfect in this game. I'm going to give props to Cham right here. Oh, yeah. Siege tank's so careful. So careful.
And now we have the continuing push, the big push out of KeeN here. Hive coming out from Cham, so it's going to be able to
one Marauder
move out of this Roach composition. Ooh, does manage to get a tank, but this is a huge army. Very difficult to engage here.
Only 1 supply difference between them, but the concave of KeeN is just gigantic. A couple Corrosive Biles to manage to push off the siege tanks at KeeN. Completely steamrolls that force. GG! KeeN 2-0 takes out Cham, and KeeN will move on to the round of 8 of ASL Season 6 Challenger League. My oh my.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.